My name is Karen Crawford. I am the president of the Santa Barbara Navy League, and I'm calling this meeting to order at 6 p.m. I want to thank Greg Gorga and the Santa Barbara Maritime Museum for hosting this event this evening. I'd like to welcome the members of the Navy League and our 21 board of directors. Welcome to Ray Roth, who's the president of the Pacific Southwest region. It's a pleasure to welcome Flag Aide Lieutenant Stephanie Simoni, and a special honor to welcome Rear Admiral Scott Hibner. Thank you for coming. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the presentation of the colors by Air Pac Squadron Sea Cadets, followed by Sister Christine with our invocation and our national anthem. Color guards, present the colors.
Colors. Right. Face.
Thank you.
Present. Colors.
Yes, I know. I'm turning it on. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm going to turn my own. Where's your album?
Sister?
I'm good.
It's great to see so many friendly faces tonight. It's always good to get together. We are a civilian, nonpartisan, nonprofit organization which supports the sea services, the Marines, the Coast Guard, and the Navy. By supporting the men and women serving our country, supporting their families, supporting youth programs, and educating the public to the needs of our maritime nation. Our council is not primarily retired Navy. 40% of our members have served in one of the armed forces or another. The Army, the Air Force, the Navy, the Marines, and the Coast Guard. In 2008, we are so honored to have adopted an Army unit and an Air Force unit. At your convenience, please take a look at the back of your program, and you will see the things Santa Barbara has provided to our adopted units. You can be proud. We have found that providing requested items while in theater is cost effective and is greatly appreciated by the deployed service members. Now, 2008 review. Besides the 12 monthly exec meetings we have and the 12 regular board meetings we have, what do we do with our time and money? Our board members will stand the first time I call their name. January, Santa Barbara Navy League started off with a port visit of the USS Ronald Reagan for a 3-day weekend for the officers and crew. The Santa Barbara community came out in full force. Your board orchestrated 18 events in 3 short months. Amazing, and it was fun. Then we took 2 days off. The phone rang, and the governor's office called, and we were invited to host Governor Schwarzenegger in a town hall meeting. We accepted and made it happen. Bob? February. We began developing a long-range funding program, something new for Santa Barbara Navy League. Bob Duncan, Jeff Cotter, Ed Zeiler, and Steve Hicks are making it happen today. Please stand up. We arranged for Commander Theron Toole, MD, the medical department head aboard the Reagan, to be the guest speaker at Black History Week at the Santa Barbara Maritime Museum. We arranged a busload of Navy League members to attend the Blue Angels event along with the Imperial Valley Council. Grant Ivey, Jerry LaMonaco, and Bob Duncan, and Lynn Behrens attended the port visit debrief for the Reagan.
Thank you, everyone. I'll only talk for a minute because this is not about me tonight. This is about the Ronald Reagan and Santa Barbara. And I would like to say thank you to the citizens of Santa Barbara for rolling out the red carpet. It's great. As you know, this is probably the last break for the strike group, for the Ronald Reagan in particular, before we start our workups for deployment later in the spring. So the timing of this was absolutely perfect, and the weather was perfect, and I will tell you, the welcome has just been absolutely phenomenal. So thank you, everyone, for having us here. It's our honor to be here. Thank you.
And Sister Christine Bowman manned table at the 2008 Annual Festival in Santa Barbara. March. We hosted and videotaped the U.S. Navy Band concert at Bishop Diego High School. Lynn Behrens was chair, Leslie Lunn, Brenda Blaylock. Oh, well, she'll get it in a second. Ed Carr and committee made it happen. Doug Crawford and I attended Sierra Space in Washington, D.C. The Navy League in Santa Barbara assisted the San Diego Navy League and Mike Reagan with their Armed Forces, YMCA, and USO Golf Classic. Jerry LaMonaco attended Naval Base Ventura County CB Ball. Our council adopted the Naval Mobile Construction Battalion 3 at Naval Base Ventura County, Fort Wainini. 600 CBs, Jerry LaMonaco chairs. And Gene Mollenkoff established a membership development program. April. We hosted and videotaped Rear Admiral Larry Rice to speak on Chimpo environmental issues, whales, and sonar at the Santa Barbara Maritime Museum. And we adopted Naval Base Ventura County, San Nicolas Island, 120 sailors, Bob Duncan chairs. May. We attended the change of command for the USS Ronald Reagan, Captain Terry Kraft, to the new commanding officer, Captain Ken Norton. We adopted Black Eagles Air Wing 113 at Naval Base Ventura County, Point Magoo, 120 sailors. Lynn Graff is the chair. Lynn Graff. We adopted U.S. Army Alpha Company, the 122nd Infantry Battalion, out of Fort Hood, Texas, 140 soldiers currently deployed in Iraq. Ed Seiler, chair. And we co-hosted the first annual Business and Community Expo at Naval Base Ventura County. Jerry LaMonaco, Lynn Graff, and committee made it happen. June. We participated in the Seabees Day 2008. Jerry LaMonaco, Lynn Graff, and committee again made it happen.
Well, good morning and welcome to Naval Base Ventura County, where Doug Crawford and Jerry LaMonaco from the Santa Barbara Navy League Board of Directors are here today to be able to introduce you and entertain you and educate you with what is happening at CB Days at Naval Base Ventura County. And Jerry would like to thank you for all of the work that you have done to support the development and adoption of Naval Base Ventura County by the Santa Barbara Navy League. Tell us a little bit about, gosh, I was surprised how close this place is. It only took me about 30 minutes, 35 minutes.
It's very close to Santa Barbara, and a lot of people don't know that this exists, but this is an entire weekend of events put on by the United States Seabees, and CB stands for Construction Battalion. So as we look at all of the displays at this weekend-long event, we'll be able to see a lot of construction equipment, because this group is on the front lines of all of our military actions, especially with the Marine Corps, and they're preparing the land-based operations for those units. So there's a lot of work going on in Afghanistan and a lot of work by the Seabees that takes place in Iraq currently, and they're learning and growing every day, and this base is where they're trained, and we're approximately approximately 40 to 45 minutes away from downtown Santa Barbara. So we're glad to be here.
Well, we're glad to be here, and Naval Base Ventura County is the largest employer in the Tri-County area.
Mark time! Mark! Stand! Ready? Halt!
July, we supported Navy Days LA, July 4th port visit with the U.S. Coast Guard George Cobb and U.S. Navy USS Gary. Grant Ivy made that happen.
It's about 2,000 square feet, so it's almost a really good sized townhouse for comparison's sake when it comes to square footage. And basically, I like to think the magic happens up here because we got to drive the ship there, but Seaman Shaw will tell you it happens down there on the buoy deck. Used to skim oil from oil spills as well, and then we can also do law enforcement. We could have our law enforcement team with our small boat, as well as ice breaking operations as well, which obviously in Southern California is not really needed, but in the other locations that the ships are stationed, they do participate in that.
August, Naval Base Ventura County sailors participated in our own Santa Barbara Fiesta Parade. It was great. Jerry LaMonaco, again, made that happen.
We are at the famous Carriage Museum in Santa Barbara, California with Captain Dave Fleisch from Naval Base Ventura County, and we want to thank you and your men for making this parade so memorable as we're here celebrating 1908. The Great White Fleet was here in Santa Barbara. I believe it was about 14,000 of your sailors were here in 1908, and the theme of this parade was Dance of the White Flowers, commemorating the visit by the Navy. And Captain Fleisch, we are so proud to have you and your men back here for this event. Can you tell us what the parade was like, and would you like to come back?
Absolutely. First of all, it's our men and women. We had men and women in the Navy, and we had a very good representation of both the men and the women here. They really enjoyed it. I was just talking to several of them, and they said they got chills marching through the parade and all of the applause and the appreciation for them. And of course, we'd love to come back.
Okay, good. Well, let's take a little walk around and show them a little bit of what you and your Navy guys have been here doing today.
Absolutely.
100 years ago, Great White Fleet came to Santa Barbara with 1,700 sailors. And this year's fiesta is in commemoration of that trip 100 years ago. We have 120 sailors from Naval Base Ventura County. Hi! And we want you to wave the flag when the sailors go by. It's like saying hello. They'll be walking, and they'll also be on the floats. So would you do that? Awesome. Thank you very much.
See?
Yes, perfect.
We attended and supported Navy Days LA, U.S. Coast Guard Eagle Tall Ship. Grant Ivy.
Well, here we are again. Santa Barbara Navy League's made another trip today to the Coast Guard cutter Eagle. This is a tall ship, training ship, and many of the Coast Guard Academy people spend their first summer at sea aboard this ship training.
This was one of 5 sister ships that were built in Germany in 1936 to train German sea cadets. This was Nazi Germany time here in 1936 to 1944. So at the end of the war, they divided up, and West Germany kept one of them, and Russia got one. So really, this has 4 4 sister ships of the same class and same design and everything there. Coast Guard took it with an original German crew, and they sailed it to New London, and we kind of outfitted it to be our training vessel and everything. And mainly our cadets at the Coast Guard Academy sail it during the summer. So during the winter it's going through some maintenance, and it will be heading back at the end of August to go through the Panama Canal to go back home.
And Christine Mollenkopf and Jean Mollenkopf manned a table at Thunder Over the Valley Air Show in North County.
We're asking for a donation, whatever you want to donate. I'd say a couple of dollars.
He's such a nice guy.
What's your name? Thanks. No, we're done. Oh, you want to do red?
Hi! Hi, Jack!
Hey.
Hi, I'm Karen Crawford, president of the Santa Barbara Navy League, and we are here at Thunder Over the Valley in Santa Maria. We're excited to be at this air show. With me today is Brandon Boggs, who's going to be flying the F-18 today.
That's
Hi,
correct.
Brandon. Thanks so much for your service. Truly an honor to meet you.
Thank you so much for coming out here and doing this for us and for the community. It's absolutely wonderful.
Well, we're glad to be here. Tell us about this flight today.
All right, basically what's going to happen is I'm going to get in the F-18 and go out there and demonstrate some of the flight characteristics and capabilities of the F-18 Hornet. Hopefully get the community excited about flying, excited about the Navy, and just show a little bit of about what we do every day, and just give the crowd something to have fun and cheer about.
Now, I heard it's going to have really loud, and people are advised to wear earplugs. How low are you going to go?
Well, I'm going to go as low as 300 feet for a lot of the maneuvers, and get up to about 0.96 Mach, so just about touching the speed of sound, but not quite there.
That is really cool. And where will you be flying? If I take a look.
I'll be straight out over here, and what I'll do is it'll be a variation of different aerobatic maneuvers. What we'll do is we'll take off, we'll do some high-speed passes, which will be great here because of the condensation and the dew point here. It should get a nice big cone around the aircraft, so that's fun to see. And then do some half Cuban 8s, some in-radius turns, and just some photo passes for people to take pictures of the airplane.
That's great. We're looking forward to it. And really thank you for coming.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you guys being here again, and thanks for the nice work.
Well, how long have you been in the service?
I've been in since 2000. I graduated from UCLA with the ROTC scholarship, and then went on to the Navy, got my commissioning at that point, went to Pensacola and started flight training, and on from there. So,
well, thank you so much
thank
for
you
your
very
leadership.
much.
Pleasure.
Thank you. All right, I think that's it.
September, the first monthly Stockdale meeting planning occurred. Richard Averly is the commissioning chairman. Thank you, Richard. And we have a very dedicated committee that's going to make it happen. We're excited about it. Jean Mollenkopf and Christine Mollenkopf held the first member mixer in North County. The Big Band Bash Military Ball and Dance occurred at Bishop Diego. Leslie Lund was the chair. Ed Carr, Christine Mollenkopf, Jean Mollenkopf, Brenda Blaylock. There she is right there. There she is. Lynn Barron and the Big Band Bash Committee were wonderful. And we co-hosted and videotaped the Director of Selective Service, Bill Chatfield, as he spoke at the Channel City Club. October, Sister Christine and team manned the booths at the Avocado Festival and the Seafood Harbor Festival, where the public filled out Salute the Truth postcards to go into care packages overseas to our deployed soldiers.
Welcome to Carpinteria, California in Santa Barbara. We're celebrating with about 100,000 people the Avocado Festival. This is an avocado festival that is run every year, and the Santa Barbara Navy League has come for years now to collect hundreds of cards, even thousands of cards to our troops overseas, to include in care packages that are sent by Operation Interdependence Force each year. These are wonderful things to be able to see and talk about when you have children sitting at the tables and adults crying, saying thank you. And the things that mean the most to them that they're putting on cards and in writing and in drawings to send overseas to those on active duty these days. We put them in care packages and want to make sure that we have a letter for every sailor, soldier, Marine, and an Air Force person that gets a card.
That's great.
Yeah, it's a good program. Would you care to take a moment to fill out a thank you card or send?
Sure. My daughter's doing one right now.
Okay, great. Well, there's pens and everything right there.
Bob Duncan, Jeff Cotter, and Ed Zeiler held the first friend raiser. We attended the U.S. Navy birthday ball at Naval Base Ventura County, and we attended the Give Zooks online donor system launch thanks to Ed Zeiler, Doug Crawford, and Rick Reeves. Rick Reeves? We assisted the Women in Business Organization's speaker luncheon for a retired Navy captain, Captain Mary Collar. CB's Naval Mobile Construction Battalion 3 returns from deployment from Afghanistan and Iraq. We have 5 national directors who are voted in at the National Convention in Kansas City, Missouri. Grant Ivey, Doug Crawford, Lynn Graff, Ed Zeiler, Christine Molenhoff. And Lynn Behrens went just out of curiosity. And the U.S. Coast Guard held their 2nd annual chili cook-off, and Brenda Blaylock is our lead there. November, we supported and attended the Pierre Claessens Military Ball. Richard Aberley, Jeff Cotter, Doug Crawford met with Mrs. Sybil Stockdale in Coronado regarding the upcoming commissioning. The Reagan returns to San Diego from deployment. Lynn Behrens and Bud Paxton meet the ship. And the adopted U.S. Marine Corps, 2nd Battalion, 23rd Regiment Marines. That adoption was made possible. We have 1,600 Marines, and Lynn Behrens is the chair.
Wow.
December, we hosted the U.S. Coast Guard Christmas party, Brenda Blaylock. We adopted the U.S. Air Force 30th Operation Group at Vandenberg Air Force Base, Brady Bustani, chair. And at the end of the year in December, Doug and I met with H. Ross Perot regarding the commissioning of the Stockdale. In 2008, we received another Outstanding Council Award for work done in 2007, including a newsletter award, a website award, and the PR award. And we attribute our success to the belief that we must be experts in communication. All communications are reviewed by our JAG, Christine Molenhoff, and our PAO, Doug Crawford. Doug Crawford, Jack Kimball, Jerry LaMonaco, and Grant Ivey put together more than 12 television shows on Channel 17. Our website, overseen by Doug Crawford and managed by Rick Reeves, is an award winner. Go see it, you'll just be amazed. Yeah. The newsletter editor, Brady Bustani, produced 4 outstanding newsletters today with the help of Sister Christine Bowman. It's great work. Thank you for joining that team. The Navy League Television, our website, and the newsletter allow our membership, our elected officials, and our business leaders to learn of the needs of our military men and women. When the public understands how the Santa Barbara Navy League supports our active duty and reserved men and women, their gifts will follow. At your convenience, I ask again, please take a look at the back of your program and you will discover where your dollars go. I'd like to take a moment and read a letter from the commanding officer of our adopted Army unit deployed in Iraq that I just received. Dear Santa Barbara Navy League, I want to offer our sincerest thanks on behalf of myself and all the soldiers of A Company, the 122nd Infantry Battalion, for your gift of Oakley gloves. The gloves were distributed to every member of the company and will provide our soldiers the highest level of protection as they continue to defend our country's security and give democracy the opportunity to flourish in Iraq. These gifts also provide a timely morale boost as many soldiers are spending their first holiday season away from friends and family. It is truly heartwarming to watch these soldiers break open the packages of gloves and immediately put them on. It was like watching young children opening presents on Christmas morning. We truly appreciate the support that your organization so selflessly offered and will never forget your kindness and generosity. We again want to thank you for your generous donation and would like to extend our wishes of a happy holiday season to you and your families. On behalf of all the soldiers of Company A, the 122nd Infantry Battalion, sincerely, George P. Kottenberg, Captain, U.S. Army, Commanding Officer. Ladies and gentlemen, these items are only possible because you make them happen. Thank you for being here. Please help me welcome Jeff Cotter as he speaks to the Stockdale Commissioning.
Well, we have a great opportunity, as Karen talked about, to commission a ship. And you probably all know this, but when you commission a ship, you actually bring the ship into the United States fleet. It becomes a U.S. ship. And it's not often in our lives, in our own personal histories or otherwise, to be part of something that adds a ship to the U.S. Navy fleet. I think it's a tremendous thing for us to be able to do. And on top of that, we honor a great man, James Stockdale, Admiral James Stockdale. His story is so powerful and so great, and I think the thing that stands out for me is when you hear people like Senator John McCain say publicly that because of Admiral James Stockdale, they got through that ordeal at the Hanoi Hilton in Vietnam. He was the one who got us through. He's a great man, a great story. Did some tremendous work in our country. We owe a lot to him. And here's a chance for us to commission a ship in his name. Everywhere that ship goes for the next 50 years, wherever it goes in this world, it takes the legacy of James Stockdale with it. His courage, his valor, his leadership, his unswerving patriotism, that message, that legacy, that goes where that ship goes. So we invite you to be part of this commissioning, be part of the great event. It's almost right around the corner. 18th. Thank you. See, you got earlier as we